Okay, so we were invited to a James Taylor concert at Tanglewood at the Ozawa Music Hall by Craig Kitchen, who was then the president of Premier Radio. He invited us because he knew what an incredible fan Andy was of James Taylor and how much Andy idolized him. At the break, during the commercial, in the background was music from one of Andy's libraries. And James said, "Oh, that's a catchy little ditty," and started playing a little bit. And Andy and I just looked at each other, and that was a moment. That was incredible. Too cool to believe.
It all started with Jingles and Philadelphia Music Works. Andy and I started this association. I came to know him as somebody that was very good at promotion. So we formed a very good relationship that worked for a long time, where I handled the production duties and he was the consummate salesman. And so it worked great professionally, but I got to know him much better personally and discovered what a great guy he was and learned a lot from him.
That's my dad, and he sells cars, and people come from near and far, 'cause my dad treats them like family, just like he treats Mom and me.
While we were doing jingles for radio stations, Andy had the idea, why not do production music for radio stations?
Andy decided he wanted to barter music libraries to radio stations. So out of that came Broadcast Results Group.
Or BRG.
Or BRG.
In 1995, BRG was acquired by Premier Radio Networks, and a few years later, Premier was acquired by the radio giant Clear Channel, now known as iHeartMedia. And by the year 2000, BRG, under Andy, had about 12 libraries and services in active production. We were just pumping this stuff out.
We started the PMA in 1997. Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, the ASCAP meeting was 97.
Right, the ASCAP meeting, and it was a very interesting time. It was production music wasn't really being respected.
And everybody is trying to figure out how we can get our music valued fairly. And a lot of people are really, really angry about it. And one person was very passionate about it, but was also not ready to start throwing stones at everything and everyone around him, and that was Andy.
The PMA was a collective idea. We just realized that we needed to have an organization that we knew that collectively we'd be able to achieve a lot more than individually. And Andy was definitely one of the original people who realized the importance of a PMA.
And the thing about Andy that I always remember is he was able to be friends with everyone. He was able to build bridges across all different kinds of groups. Musicians, creators, numbers people, rights societies. Somehow Andy would walk into a room and without doing a whole lot, everyone would just like him. And underneath that, I think, was a lot of respect for him and also respect for the way he did things.
I just have to say that in all my years in this business, I have never met anybody who really loved this business as much as Andy Mock did. He was passionate about this business, and he just loved it.
I think everybody has that one special person in their life that is just you think of as the nicest guy I know, nicest person I know. And I think Andy was that person for a lot of you out there, certainly for everyone who knew him well. He was just the best.
You know, when I think about music, I think of Dad. The awesome thing was that he made it his career, he was doing what he loved. I don't think he ever thought of music as work. He thought of it as fun.
For many of us, he was like a big brother who showed us the ropes of how to create great production music.
Andy was very bright, but he never was out to make you feel like he was smarter than you. Andy was very talented, and he never went out of his way to make you feel less talented than him.
All around, he was the right guy at the right time to move the business forward. And as such, I can't think of a more fitting tribute than having his name on this award.
And it's like the old saying goes, do something you love and you'll never have to work another day in your life. And based on that, Andy, he was just doing what he loved.